Arrival at Razak's wheel. I approached the entrance to the ruined delve, and the first thing my eyes fell upon was the lifeless form of an Imperial researcher slumped against the sand-covered stone. Dust clung to his uniform, collecting in creases and folds like he'd been lying there far too long. A small journal rested half open in his stiffened hands. Kneeling beside him, I brushed the grit away and eased the journal free. The notes inside were rushed, fragmented, ink-smeared, as though he'd been interrupted mid-thought or mid-flight. Mentions of a Dwemer craftsman named Razak. Whispers of unfinished machines that might think for themselves. The details were sketchy, but the implications were unmistakable. It seemed I wasn't the only one chasing the stories. My chest tightened, a knot of curiosity tangled with caution. The mystery of Razak had always lived in scattered rumors and half-believed tales, but now it sat in my palms, real, stained with danger. If I'd been alone, I might have hesitated. But then I heard familiar footsteps behind me. Claudia Falcon stepped into the dim torchlight of the ruin, looking exactly as she always had. Broad-shouldered, steady, carrying herself with the effortless confidence of someone born into her calling. The sword on her hip was as natural to her as her breath, and the quiet strength of a warden radiated from her with every movement. She'd always known who she was meant to be. I never had that certainty, while Claudia's path unfurled before her like some blessing of the divines. Mine had been a stumbling crawl of questions. Alchemy was the only craft that had ever come easily. Where others cursed the fumes and failures, I found understanding. I had once wondered if the shadows might claim me, but confidence had never sat comfortably on my shoulders, not the way it sat on hers. I heard the rumors, Claudia said softly as she joined me. Her gaze moved to the body. And then I heard about the researcher. Is this him? I nodded and held up the journal. Incomplete notes, hints of a construct that might think for itself. Whoever came before didn't get far. Razak, he came closer than anyone before him. An autonomous machine, one that could walk without a master's rod, without any city's command. Claudia frowned. That's exactly what the Imperials are after. A weapon that never tires, never questions orders, she said, her hand drifting to her sword hilt. I don't like it. Things built only for war. They never end well. I kept my eyes on the journal, my voice softening into something almost reverent. But imagine it not for war. Imagine what we could learn. To see Dwemer craft alive again. The fascination tugged at me, even as a sigh escaped. Still, power like this always draws the wrong kind of eyes. Claudia's expression shifted, interest threading through her concern. Together? She said. I gave her a small, determined smile. Together, I returned. We stepped into the dungeon's entrance, stone chill creeping under my skin as the hum of dormant machinery echoed faintly through the corridors. Shadows stretched long and patient ahead of us, and Razak's wheel waited with secrets it had guarded for centuries.